And I'm going to quickly take you to a vegetable market. And there are many people who are not from the botany stream. For them, let's have a small session of knowing the real origin, whether you call it as a fruit or a fruit is a vegetable or a vegetable is a fruit. Let's find out. So I have a small exercise for you. So this is your typical Shimla mirch. Then you have some tomatoes, nice red. Then you have a lemon, coccinia, tondli, cucumber, and some brinjal. Well, let me see. I have my Alfonso too. So who is telling it's a lockdown? I have the vegetable market for you. So these you call as vegetables, but this one you're calling as a fruit. Well, botanically, all those ones which I showed you right now, whether it is a capsicum or a lemon or a tomato or a coccinia or a cucumber or a brinjal, they are all fruits. And what are fruits? Botanically, a fertilized ovary will be known as a fruit. A gentle reminder for all of you, please keep this information because there can be a question in the quiz. Well, I have another vegetable for you. Is it a fruit? No, it's a modified root. It's become a little fat, staying at home like you and me. Well, it has lot of stored food material, mainly in the form of starch, and it is a modified root. It is a vegetable, but it is not a fruit. I have another one here, potatoes, savior for all season. It's a modified stem, but if you keep it at home for a longer period of time, they start smelling and they start rotting. You may also see them sprouting, and when they're sprouting, they cannot be stored for a long period of time. Well, this little fellow can sometimes bring the government down. Ask some people, you can never make a vegetable if this fellow is not around. And in Maharashtra, Nasik is an area which is the maximum onion growing region. It's a wonderful vegetable. It's an underground bulb where the stem portion you can see is flat, and the portion which has the one which you are eating containing lot of sulfur compounds make you cry is nothing else but cataphyls or modified leaves which are overlapping with each other. Now, those of you who have studied, this is also a very good experimental tool for studying mitosis. Well, look at this fellow. What is it? It is chana, ghode ka chana, which will give you all the required energy. But it's quite dry. But if I show you this and this, compared to both of them, this has a lot of water. So many of the fresh produce, they contain a large amount of water, which provides an excellent environment for growth of microorganisms. 90% is water. A fruit which contains maximum amount of water is watermelon. And where do watermelons grow? In desert areas. And when do you get watermelons? During the summer season. Can you make a jam out of watermelon? Well, that is what you're going to find out very soon. Now, let me bring some tikka. Parrot loves them. But do you know that This contains a hot compound called as capsaicin. And in your taste buds, the receptors are similar to that of fire. So when you eat chili, you say, oh my God, aag lag gayi. The same thing can be dried and used. You can make a chili sauce, or you have an important substance in your curry, that is the chili powder. Well, if I had to ask you whether this is going to stay longer, or this is going to stay longer, or this form is going to stay longer, I think the answer is very obvious. Well, turmeric, why do you show this? You get turmeric cappuccinos nowadays. For Alzheimer's, you say you can use turmeric. And now they are also claiming that COVID-19 may be scared of this beautiful yellow colored compound curcumin present in turmeric. Well, this is dried turmeric. This is powdered turmeric. You get fresh turmeric, which is a modified stem known as rhizome. In any food material which is a fresh produce, I repeat it again, like all the fruits, again, fruits are nothing else but fertilized ovary. Oh, I have a coconut. Is coconut a fruit? My answer is yes. Why? I know that it is developed from an ovary. Well, oh my God, I hit my head. This portion is hard. That is the endocarp. And this portion, which is fibrous, is the mesocarp. And the part which you eat is the endosperm, or it is the material which stores all the food, which is in the form of fat. But can you extract oil from this? No, no. I'm very sure there are some Keralites who will say, no, they have to be dehydrated, made into copra, and then you can extract the oil. Is it possible to manually dry them, or the industry which makes these coconut oils, do they have a method of dehydrating them in a quicker manner? Well, we are going to learn about it. So remember, coconut is very much a fruit. When it is raw, the endosperm is liquid. You get the very nutritious, yummy nariyal pani. And then eventually it becomes the endosperm, which is white in color, where the reserve food material is in the form of fats or lipid, and you get the antimicrobial coconut oil. So I can have dehydrated peas. I can also have frozen peas. So why am I talking about it today? Because we are going to learn about a technology to increase the shelf life of these produce. And why do we need to increase it? Why are we bothered about? Because you never know. Suppose the markets are closed, then what do? I have a lot of dehydrated material. I can make pizza. How do I make pizza? I have a base. I put the sauce made from fresh tomatoes at home, no preservatives. I can have some dried onions. I can have some sun-dried tomatoes. Ask somebody. Sun-dried tomatoes are very, very expensive. And then it reminds me, a pickle to go with it, jalapeno peppers. They don't grow in India, but then you see them all the time. How are they pickled? And well, you can get any fruit anytime in the form of canned fruits. But why do we depend on someone else when these are very simple techniques which can be done at home? And what better time you can have is this time when you are family time, you are with your family members, and you need not make it in bulk. You start making it small proportion, and then later on you can make in large volumes. Well, there is another side to it. All these produce are seasonal. They don't grow in each and every area. And I'm sure you're remembering apples. The moment I say apple, सेब जैसे गुलाबी गाल, कहाँ पर? Kashmir, Shimla. So do you think you will travel to Kashmir and Shimla to bring apples? And are apples a real fruit? No, no. In apple, the storage portion is the thalamus, and the name of the fruit is pome. Oh, that means the fruits also have different names. Let me see. I have vitamin C, again an immune booster. The skin, that is the exocarp. Then you will see there is a mesocarp. And when I peel it, don't worry, I will share with you when I come there. There is something, this white colored thing. Taste it and find out what is the chemical which makes it so bitter. However, the peel is an important part of another produce known as marmalades. And then you have these portions where the juice, which is very rich in sugar and vitamin C, is present in hair follicles. Well, I'm not giving too many technical terms, but let me remind you, when the fruit is ripe, it contains a fruit sugar known as fructose. So sugar is one important component which we will be again looking at when we are going to preserve them. Vitamin C is present in plenty in many of those produce. For your information, even though chili is hot, but it contains large amount of vitamin C. All the fruits, when they mature, imagine your raw mango. It's really hard. But slowly, when it matures, it ripens, there is a beautiful color. And this color is due to anthocyanins and flavonoids. They are the colored imparting agents. And nowadays, there's a buzzword, antioxidant. So you need a lot of antioxidants to take care of your good health. The green color is due to chlorophyll pigment. Carrot with a precursor for beta carotene. So good eyesight, you need carrots. All fruits are rich in vitamins, minerals, but they are not, many of them have a lot of minerals. One poor man's banana, I'll show, is one of the fruit which is very rich in minerals, and it can provide a staple diet for anyone. You can survive by eating bananas. When you make a jelly, when it cools down, it becomes in a semi-solid way. Have you wondered why? It is because of a structural carbohydrate, which is a polysaccharide present in the cell wall known as pectin, and this pectin gives that jelly-like structure or texture to the processed food. Pectin is a very important component of a plant cell wall. So what is a plant cell wall made up of? Plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, cementing material hemicellulose, and the middle lamella is made up of calcium, magnesium, pectate, and pectin is a very important structural carbohydrate which is a polysaccharide. Now, all these vegetables or fruits, they provide with a large amount of fiber to us. And what do fibers do? They provide bulk. So that is why those who are on diet, they say that you can fill up your tummy if you take a large portion of fruits and vegetables. A simple task in first year BSc, you did a simple experiment of using a natural colorant from purple cabbage, you can use black grapes, and when you add a drop of any other liquid, depending on the color, you can find out the pH of the food material. That's an exercise for you to do at home. I'm repeating again, for this assignment, you are not going to make any produce in bulk. You will make a jam with just one mango, or you can make jam with 250 grams of pineapple. That's what we are going to learn, and we are going to share those videos with each other after we have done with this portion. So having said that, a major part of any fruit or vegetable is water, which is the thing required for survival for any microorganism. So microorganisms thrive when there is a lot of water and there is food material which can be easily broken down. Well, what are these microorganisms which bring about food spoilage? They can be broadly divided into two categories. They are fungi and they are bacteria. Where do they come from? They are everywhere. And who can know that better than you and me nowadays? We are very careful, right? You're sanitizing your hands. You're closing your nose and mouth with a mask. But if I want to take care of these produce, I must look for other methods. Now there is bacteria and fungi. Their spores are abundant in our aeroflora. That means the air around us have plenty of them. So the moment they get an opportunity, they can start growing. And what do? They produce enzymes. Which are the enzymes which can break down these material? So they can produce enzymes which can break down pectin, pectinases, pectinolytic enzymes. They can break down cellulose, cellulolytic enzymes, cellulases. Ases means the one which will break down. They can break down the simple sugars which are present. And then, as you know, their doubling time is very less. Within no time, they take over the entire fruit or vegetable. And what happens? It is not that they're just growing. They're also producing some byproducts, which can be toxins. They produce obnoxious smell. And all are not aerobic mechanisms. Some mechanisms are also anaerobic, due to which you get fouling or you get a very bad smell. And you cannot consume that food. You say that the food has got spoiled. Why you cannot consume? You don't want to fall sick. No, not now. No hospitals are available. And then you have this produce which is found in abundance, and then you don't have a technique available with you in your proximity to extend the shelf life and to take care of them so that they can be preserved for a long duration of time. So I was talking about apple growing area. Let's take our Maharashtra. Maharashtra is number 3 in fruit growing. So if you look at the entire country, there are 10 areas which grow maximum number of fruits. What is your guess? Number 1, you will be thinking Maharashtra. Of course, Amchi Mumbai, Amcha Maharashtra. No. The first one is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh grows maximum fruits. The second one is, well, Maharashtra. Third one is Uttar Pradesh. Fourth one is Gujarat. Fifth, Madhya Pradesh. The moment I say Gujarat, Gujarat is just next to Maharashtra, and I remember all the beautiful chiku bagans, so many chikus. And then what they have done, they have chiku ice cream, they have chiku milkshakes, they have chiku powder. In every form you can get chikus. And then Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh. I have not mentioned Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. They are not the major fruit producing states. They have one main fruit, that is apple. Himachal Pradesh, Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, and lychees. Where do you get lychees? Have you seen a lychee tree? Those of you who have not seen lychee tree, looking at the leaves, you may wonder, oh, it is a mango tree. No, the leaves look like that, but the lychees are found majorly in Dehradun and parts of Uttar Pradesh. I am coming back to Maharashtra, the king of fruits. You get Alfonso, which is very famous worldwide. All the exported mango is one commodity which has maximum export value in all forms. It can be in the form of mango pulp, it can be in the form of mango waddies, or it can be in the form of mango leather, or it can be dried mangoes, which are in canned mangoes, in any form. People are ready to buy mangoes. So you have so many varieties of mangoes. You have the totapuris, you have langra, dasheri. So entire 3 or 4 months you have mango. But then again, it is seasonal. You want to have mangoes throughout the year. How do I do it? I will follow post-harvest technology. Now the vegetables, again we come back to Maharashtra. I said Nasik is known for growing onions. Maximum onions are grown in Nasik, and if you happen to go that side, sometimes you may find that they are just throwing away them on the street. But in Mumbai, you may have to sometimes give 100 rupees for a kg, but then you cannot cook without onions because you don't know to make a new recipe. Nasik is also famous for grapes. Why go to California, Napa Valley? No need. They have brought California here. Sula wines, York wines, the entire area, the way they take you on the tour is exactly similar as if you're seeing a vineyard and a winery in California. You get each and every commodity now here. Kiwi fruit, small box with just one fruit, and I don't like it. How does it look? It looks like a small sea urchin, and inside it's just green and absolutely no taste and full of water. But then I like the yummy avocados. Avocados are from Mexico. But then we have introduced it and we are growing it. We are also growing some drought-resistant fruit, the very famous fruit, the dragon fruit, which nowadays is available everywhere. And in some areas of Kolhapur and Baramati, people are cultivating it because being a cacti, it requires very less water. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you all is you can now have anything, anywhere, anytime because of technology which is available to you. So now I take over you to the slide. This first part I'm concluding, and please remember the quiz is based on your learning, listening and memorizing skills. So today's quiz will be based on the information which I provided to you just now. Also remember, a fruit need not develop only from the ovary. Other parts of the ovary can also be included in the development of the fruit. Say for example, jackfruit. I call jackfruit as a fruit of famine. A family can survive if there is a jackfruit tree. And jackfruit can be eaten in many forms. Wow, the seeds of jackfruit, roast it and eat. You will realize how nice it is. And jackfruit is from an inflorescence. It's a composite fruit. Can you name any other fruit which is derived from inflorescence? Very simple. All your figs are inflorescence, with the entire inflorescence is modified into fruit. So my birds are all thriving happily on these figs or on these banyan trees which are laden with these fruit. Well, some of you might have seen the bats also on all these banyan trees and the peepal trees. And what are they eating? They are eating these fruits. And anyone can tell me what is the fruit there? That's a quiz for you. Pineapple, what is it? Again, pineapple is derived from an inflorescence. So it is a composite fruit. Sitafal, many ovaries of the fruit develop, many ovaries of the flower develop into fruit. So it's an aggregate fruit. So fruit can be simple, it can be aggregate, or it can be composite. Remember, many vegetables that you consume are actually fruits. If they contain a single seed, you call it as a drupe. And if they contain many seeds, they are berries. That's for you today. And a quiz for you. Tell me whether date is a berry or a drupe. Now, I'm going to request Devi Prasad to show the presentation. So another 1 hour, you have to look at the presentation and I will not see you or you will not see me, but just hear me. Over to Devi Prasad for the presentation. DP, can you put the presentation up? Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can send it to me. I will answer you because I have the phone also with me. Okay.
Usha ma'am.
Yeah.
Usha ma'am, can you hear me? This is Tanya here.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, the session that you started would end in 9 minutes because it auto ends after 40 minutes.
So what we will do is end the session and then restart with the presentation. I think that will be better, right? So yes, people also get some time. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, क्या हुआ?
No need of exiting.
What happened, DP?
No, it will automatically get added. No need of.
Oh, okay.
No need. Okay. Okay. So was it clear this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Should I start? Yeah. So all these yummy stuff which is there on the screen, and I'm very sure each one of us, and somewhere I also started wondering whether I'm going to end up being a good cook at the end of this lockdown period and start my own restaurant. That's for you to guess. Now what we are going to study here is the course content. It has basically the different methods of removing water, that is drying and dehydration. Then it will have pickling. Then it will have freezing, and then sugar concentrates. So we will be sending some videos across to you, and also explaining it more in details next time about the preparation of jam, jelly, marmalade, pickle, etc. and the use of these chemical preservatives, which I say no. I never use any preservative when I'm making anything at home because preservatives have their own effects on human body. Let me see if I can change the slide myself. Okay. Yeah. So, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by harvest? This is harvest time. And you know that fasal khet mein tayar hai. So people are really worried that they should go and cut them. And that is why the government has also given the relaxation that all this produce should be harvested in time so that it can go to the end consumer. But among these harvests, the grains, spices, and condiments, they are dry. Their water content is much lesser and they do not require a lot of processing. But yesterday I saw the farmers in Kolhapur. They had lots of grapes which were available and they are ready to be taken out of the field. And the farmer was wondering that these grapes, there is no one to pick them up and to transport them to the end user. How many grapes you can convert into raisins? Of course, a drying mechanism. Or you can make wine, but then ultimately it has to be given to the wine producing unit, or you need a mechanism to transport it. Or you need a mechanism for freezing them so that they can be stored for a longer period of time. Well, these are the things which we have to think about, ponder upon it. And harvest includes grains, vegetables, fruits, spices, and condiments. And when you say post-harvest is when you bring about the processing of the same using different technique. Then you call it as a post-harvest technology. And when I say technology, you also bring in a lot of automation in it so that it can be done in bulk. So when I say technology, it has to be a process which is business oriented. So when I'm making things at home level, it is a small unit. But the same small unit can be a SME, then it can become a middle sector, and then it can become a large unit. Every farmer cannot afford to have a unit at his place for a very simple reason, because you don't have the produce throughout the year. So there has to be a cooperative mechanism. Have you ever gone to Mahabaleshwar and you might have seen the Mala or Mapro? And what do they have? They have large cold rooms. They have large big areas which are sub-zero. And whenever the fruits are available in the season, they are all preserved there. And as and when they are required, they are processed further. Now, how do we classify the mechanism of removal of water? It can be broadly divided into two areas, physical and chemical. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. Now, physical method, again, you can have 4: by removal of heat, by addition of heat. You remove water. So basically you are drying or dehydrating the material, and then irradiation. Remember, in between you might have heard about news that people were worried that onions and potatoes are being irradiated and they may have some health issues. No, it's a myth. There are no health issues because they use cobalt-60 as a source of gamma radiation and they irradiate these material. What happens? I showed you that potato which was sprouting, and if it sprouts and in onion for a long period of time, you can see the radical leaves coming out of it. You don't want that to happen, right? So irradiation will delay that process and the shelf life will increase. At the same time, gamma irradiation will also take care of the flora, microbial flora which is present, and that will be rendered non-viable. So here it brings to a very important aspect. What are we trying to do? Are we killing the microorganisms or we are stopping their growth? So we have microcidal or microbiostatic agent where the growth is inhibited. And there are a couple of microbiologists who have joined this group. They'll say, oh, I need to do the MIC. What is MIC? Minimal inhibitory concentration. So any preservative or anything which is going to increase the shelf life, you have to find out the MIC value for that. And then you can use the appropriate amount. When we talk about preservatives, I'm going to talk in details about this as to what do you mean by a microbiostatic agent, what do you mean